Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Amanda, and I am part of Rebecca's team. During this live event, we invite you to use the comments section to share and connect with each other. And if and when Rebecca opens the call for sharing, you can use the raise hand option found on the reactions button at the bottom of your screen. Please note that we do share this replay with everyone. We'll be putting it on the website. So if for privacy reasons you'd prefer not to be identifiable, please turn off your camera and or change your screen name. I will now read the opening dedication. Welcome to Your Soul Had a Dream, Your Life Is It event. We honor the land on which we gather, the traditional custodians, the elders, the ancestors who've walked before us, known and unknown. We give thanks for the blessing of this technology, which allows us to meet in this unique constellation, a magical web stretching to each corner of the globe, bringing us together now. Whether you are here with us live or catching up online, may you feel deeply welcome. May we each entrust this space and do our part to weave its sacred holding. May we share courageously and listen deeply, knowing that all that is spoken is said to us and through us. May we honor this space by listening to what we each need, sharing the space and holding the space for each other. May this space nurture us, inspire us, and invite ever deepening layers of understanding. May this gathering serve to awaken and be an offering of beauty to our world. Welcome, Rebecca.
Thanks, Amanda. Hi, everyone. We have lots of us here. It's very exciting on Zoom, and we've got a lot of people as well on YouTube because we had so many people sign up. We couldn't even host everyone in one place. So I'm just so honored that you're all here. I'm so excited to share with you a little bit about my book, Your Soul Had a Dream, Your Life Is It. And I want to thank you so much for everyone who's here because it means that you have pre-ordered the book. And I'm so, so grateful. When I had planned this event, I had thought you would all have your books. But of course, this book had its own plan for what star sign it was going to be. It was never, ever, it was always going to be deep into the Scorpio season. I know we're already there, but it's going to be even deeper. And interestingly, it's actually now coming out on the 19th of November, which is when Pluto goes into Aquarius. And if anyone knows anything about Pluto and Capricorn, this is a really, really significant thing going from Capricorn to Aquarius. And this book really has changed me so deeply. It began with a mystical experience I had in 2017. And since connecting with that energy, it's like really this book has been written to me and through me. And out of all my books, it's the one where it's really emerged right up until the end. And we've all been living through these times while I've been writing this book where all of us have changed so significantly. The world has changed so significantly. And I think Pluto and Capricorn together, oh my gosh, they have really, really worked us all. I do believe that we are facing we're at a particular moment in time. I need to pin myself 1 sec. How do I do that? 1 sec. There we go. Pin, pin, pin. There we go. Yeah, that's better. So I do believe that we are at a period of history where I do believe that each of us who are here, maybe we're completely in the mystery of it, but I do believe that at a soul level, we chose to be here in this body and our ancestry on this planet at this time. And it is such a extreme time to be alive. And I do believe that it's not so much about like rebirthing a new earth as much it is rebirthing a new humanity. And we're doing that individually by letting life initiate us. And these really are initiatory times. My guides have been telling me over and over and over again, because I don't know if you've been feeling this, it is easy to get overwhelmed when you look at everything that is happening around the world. And it's easy to want to close down our heart. If we close our heart over to avoid the difficulty, we will also close our heart over to experience the ecstasy and the joy as well. And I know many of us are in different phases of our journey, of our initiation that I think we're going through as a planet right now. Some of us are in the expansion, some of us are in the contraction. But what I do know from my own journey and my journey as well of giving birth to two babies is that if we do surrender to the contraction, if we say yes to it, the expansion will come after. This is what it means to rebirth. This is what it means to transform. And I knew that when we were picking the date for this event, that today had to be it. You know, it's Samhain here in the Northern Hemisphere, Beltane in the Southern Hemisphere. Both the days that are very, very sacred, where the veils between the worlds are at their thinnest, and particularly those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, it is a incredible opportunity to connect in with our ancestors and do ancestral work. This book, a big theme of it is ancestral healing, ancestral clearing, and cycle breaking. I do believe that many of us and a lot of us on this call are cycle breakers. We are cycle breaking generations. Perhaps it's because in many of our cases, it's finally safe enough for us to process and feel what has been left unfelt before. Perhaps it's because we are constantly being bombarded through social media, through media, of what is happening around the world. I'm not entirely sure why, but I've seen over and over and over again many, many of us who are seemingly processing what has been under the ground, like laying dormant within our ancestral lines as well. So yes, it's a perfect day for us to do this. I want to acknowledge all of our ancestors for being with us today, and in particular, just invite any positive ancestors, and this is an invitation for you to do the same. I'm doing it for me, but you do it for you if you want, to invite any positive ancestors from your ancestral line to support you in this work that we're going to be doing today. This book, there are so many big topics in it. You can see that even if you know my work, that it's in the past been very, very pastel. But with this book, when I was writing it and we were doing the cover, and my publisher kept on showing me different covers that were so beautiful, but they just didn't match the depth of this book. They didn't match the deep topics of this book, and I knew it had to be black. I imagined it like black velvet, but that was too expensive. So here we have it, and it's very, very interesting, this book. I tell you, I've never had a book where it seems to have an energy of its own, and it knows what it's meant to be, and I'm just kind of taking notes, and everyone around it is taking notes and being like, okay, you tell me. It's like the book that's saying, you can't contain me. I want to give you a couple examples. So one of the print editions, this is reasons why it's been delayed. One of it was that some of the pages were printed in the wrong order, so that was one of them. Another one was that you'll see there's beautiful, it's a very poetic book. There's lots of poetry through the pages, and you'll see there's these beautiful pages that are full black with white poetry. There's a combo, it's the opposite, but yeah. And there's one that's just really beautiful that I want to show you as well. Where is it? I think it's called The Descent, this one. Oh, will I find it in time? This is the question. But when it got printed, what happened was the black from one of the pages bled over to the adjacent pages. So they had to reprint that. And oh my gosh, it's just been one thing after the other. But yeah, I'm now that I know what I know about November 19th, that's an example of one of them, is that it couldn't be a more perfect day for it. So we just have to wait a little bit longer. Let me see if I can find that page. Oh, here we go. So gorgeous. This is a poem called The Descent. I actually designed all these myself because yeah, I struggled to brief them because it was a little different to my normal style. So I had to kind of like feel into it as I was doing it. I want to show you a little bit more before we jump into our ceremony. So as you open up here, it's like the primordial waters here, and it says, people think the darkness is the end, but it's also the beginning. Then you turn over the page and it says, has your soul been scheduled to go deeper than before? And then at the end, I don't know if I'm giving the end away now. It says, the end is the beginning. The beginning is also the end. Deep breath, let go, leap. Yeah. So someone said, is the audiobook the same? I mean, it can't be the same because it's like, it's so pretty. I mean, it's my voice, so you'll feel that transmission, but you won't have the pretty design because I don't know how to do that through my voice. Maybe you do feel it, but it's interesting actually. I was telling my membership community, the sanctuary, about this, where I have I resonate with the title of being a channel. It's taken me a while to kind of own that, but through my entire creative career, even before doing this type of mystical work that I do now, when I worked as a creative in advertising, my job was literally to come up with creative ideas and headlines and copy, that kind of thing. I really resonated with being a channel, and I would do my best ideas and writing as I was walking in nature. It's always been my way. I can do it sitting in nature, but it's so much better if I'm walking. And it's as if I receive a word and then a word and then a word and then a word, like that. So it's like a golden thread that I'm kind of like collecting as I'm led through walking. I think it's like, to walk is a somatic practice, right? And I think my soul drops in through being in my body, and I'm kind of like walking into some kind of collective consciousness, and picking up the pieces as I go. But as I was reading the audiobook, I started really understanding why the walking is so important for me. And I was doing a podcast just the other day, and she said, yeah, your writing is like I think she called it iambic pentameter. It's like a poetry term. Clearly I didn't plan it that way because I don't even know what it's called. Yes, iambic pentameter. I think I've said that right. And it's like there is a rhythm to it, and I could tell the bits of my writing that were overly edited. Now, I'm dyslexic. I am not a good speller. My punctuation is not always good. But whenever I work with a copy editor, I always say, can you try not to, there's always a rhythm to my writing. Can you try not to like over edit it? If it can just pass grammatically, just keep it like that. Don't kind of over put the colons and then the this and the that, because often my sentences are quite short. And I realized it's because there's a rhythm to it. So as I was reading it, I understood why, being dyslexic, I can actually read my work because it is like there is this beat to it. So I thought that was really interesting. And I know that there's many of you here who also receive messages from your guides, who receive creations, whether it's through nature, working with angels, working with spirit guides, or in my case, I tend to work more with groups of beings. So I call it collective consciousness. And each of my books, I have connected with a particular collective consciousness. Light is the New Black was the Council of Light. Rise, Sister, Rise was the Magdalens. And Letters to a Starseed was a few different, more galactic, but also Great Mother energy, like Great Cosmic Mother. There's a lot of Great Cosmic Mother. No, Jane, the audiobook's not available. It's all available in November 19. Yeah. But yeah, the physical book is the best way to support the author, because I think with the audiobook streaming and stuff, like it's like 0.00 cents that the author gets or something like that. It's like nothing. Whereas the physical copy is still not like amazing, but it's a lot more. It helps a lot more. But so yes, so anyway, with this book, I had this mystical experience in 2017, and this is really, some of you who's heard the first chapter called Fall Into My Arms. I know that I made that available for many of you, so you can actually listen to that if you want. I think the URL is rebeccacampbell.me/first chapter access. You'll get it for free because you guys have already pre-ordered. So yeah. But this first chapter I share really when the energy of this book began. And it was in my Kirtan teacher training. We'd been chanting for a very long time, like weeks on end, and we really basking in the original sounds of the universe. And I entered a trance state, and my consciousness was hurtled into the center of the earth, into the primordial waters of what I didn't know it at the time. I hadn't experienced this before, but I would now call of the great cosmic mother, of the ancient mother of us all. And I saw the gates of life. I saw the gates of birth, the gates of death, and how the breath is the thing that weaves it all together. I was surrounded by a group of collective beings called the ancient grandmothers of the earth, who have been informing my work ever since. So since 2017. However, I've been stabilizing this energy and not really speaking too much about it until really this book was complete. And through this experience, the ancient grandmothers of the earth, they introduced themselves to me, and I've been working with them since. So it wasn't even just in this, this mystical experience I'm still sourcing from, I'm still learning from. I think this is why I didn't speak to, I was hesitant to talk about it straight away, because I didn't want to put too much form around it, because I was still receiving from it. It really triggered an awakening period of at least a year while I was still kind of receiving. And a girlfriend asked me recently, "Oh, what courses are you doing at the moment, or what are you learning at the moment?" And I know I also have become a mum twice since then, and so I've been busy in that sense. And I have been doing some herbalism training, but that's not so much for professional reasons, even though it has kind of informed a lot of my work. I did that more for myself, but I pondered on that because I've always been an avid learner. And I realized that, oh my gosh, this mystical experience, I feel like it's going to be teaching me forever and ever and ever. And that picture just behind me, just here, which is the Fall Into My Arms card from the Starseed Oracle, which was the first deck I created post this mystical experience, is it's a visualization of that experience. Me in the arms of the mother in the center of the earth, ancient grandmothers surrounding, I don't know if I'm getting this right, all like that. And the ancient grandmothers are both ancient and future. They are all our ancient ancestors, but also future ancestors. And they've been present whenever I teach since. And little by little, they have been sharing with me different practices, different songs, different chants, um, different rituals to share. And the thing that I'm really seeing is that, it's not like they're just this group of guides that like only I am connected to. We can all access them because they are connected to us all. They connect us all the way back to the ancient mother. Um, I'm sure that you have heard that incredible fact of we each, yes, Margaret Danielle Noel was the artist for the Starseed Oracle. Katie Louise, the artist for some of my more recent oracles. Um, and yeah, so where was I? Oh yeah, the amazing fact where it just blows my mind when I think about it, where at a cellular level, we each spent 5 months in the womb of our grandmother through our mother. And then she, her grandmother, she, her grandmother, she, her grandmother, she, her grandmother. And this is what I believe that many of different traditions that refer to 7 generations forward and back, how we can send healing through those generations. If we can send it through those 7 generations, we can create actual healing within humanity. And what I experienced during that mystical experience was that we can each send healing through our ancestral lines. And this is the way that we can return to each other. Because if you track the ancestral lines all the way back, you'll find yourself at the original mother, mother of us all. The ancient grandmothers have also been sharing with me over and over and over again, particularly when I have been asking, like, with everything that is happening in the world right now, and I look at my babies and I'm like, the future that they potentially will inherit, like, what can I do? Like, how can I use my life to contribute? I'm sure many of you, if not all, have been asking these questions as well. And what they have said over and over again is we each hold a thread for the healing of humanity. Trust the thread that you're holding. And I think that there is a lot with all the division that is so prevalent these days, particularly if you're looking online. I think that collectively we're feeling a lot. We're processing a lot. Never before have we had such a front row seat to all of these huge things that we're facing, from ecocide to genocide, so many things that we are facing. And if you turn on social media, you're bombarded with it constantly. And this has an effect on us. You could look at it in a negative way, or you could look at it in a positive way, that perhaps this is all part of the rebirth for humanity. We definitely are in what I would refer to as a collective dark night and a potential rebirth. We are, many of us, in the contraction. I wrote this book during my own midlife transits, and they tend to happen in between the age of 36 and 44. And yeah, we're one of the planets that really works you during that particular period. And there's a lot more, like with Saturn and all of that, but it's Pluto square Pluto transit. And so Pluto, oh my gosh, Pluto takes you to the depths, to the fire. But there you're able to meet face to face with the earth, with the dark goddess, with the ancient mother. We're able to find our ground, find the soil, find what's actually holding us. And while it can be a difficult period to navigate our way through, once you find that ground, nothing can throw you off kilter. Mm. So that's part of why the book's black, and there's so many black pages. And the thing about the darkness as well. It's like we discover, as I said before, the end is also the beginning. The tomb is also the womb. You know, for so long, our society has been so focused on spring and summer. Particularly if you look at like archetypes of women who have been welcome and celebrated. It's the maiden and the mother, the holy mother, you know, and the darker feminine archetypes, which are very, very potent and powerful. And the darker seasons, autumn, fall in America, and winter, have really been overlooked. But this is where the fire is. This is where creation really is. This is where the potency is. And for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, today we have Samhain. Yes, the Kaliaklin. Yes, I love fall and winter as well, Janet. It's taken me a while to embrace it, but now it's like I feel the warmth of the cloak of winter, of night as well. Um, so yes. Mm. So we are going to be embracing this powerful, powerful energy together. I do believe we chose to be here at this time together, and I really honor you for being here with me and being willing to do this work. In our time together, we will be doing a soul journey. We will be chanting. We'll be doing a powerful ancestral clearing ceremony. If you have a notepad and pen, grab that. You can also use the comments. And the other thing that I wanted to share as well is just how I have seen a subtle shift within my friends and within whenever I've hosted retreats, for example, particularly this year, and in the groups that I hold online, where I do see a shift between us, where I think that these times have, and I write about this in the book. I talk about different stages of the awakening journey, and now everyone's awakening journey is always completely unique. And so, you know, I struggle with saying things in a finite way because I think each of our souls has our own unique journey. But what I have observed in myself and others is there tends to be a part of the awakening journey called the ascent, where we experience like mind awakening, heart awakening, maybe even body awakening through Kundalini rising. And these stages of awakening are really like expansion and openings. There seems to be like an upward motion where, you know, our mind is open to, whoa, a whole new way of seeing the world. Our heart is open, maybe through grief, through loss, through end of relationship, end of friendship, like these heartbreaks where we have this opportunity for our heart to be stretched open, cracked open, for the soul and light to come more fully in, more space is created. And then, yeah, the Kundalini rising as well, this dormant feminine energy, which is in the base of the spine, that can rise and rise and rise. And again, a Kundalini awakening for everyone is different, and it is a very direct experience. It's very intimate, direct experience. For me, in my Kundalini awakening in 2011, it was while it was disorientating in the sense of like, I was like, what is happening? Like, I've never heard of this thing, but like, what is happening to me? It was quite ecstatic. It was like a beautiful energy. It was very expanding and opening. Then there tends to be, and I've studied the mystics of old who speak of these phases as well, where we then and it seems like the expansion, the space that's created again with the expansion contraction, right? This seems to be what the awakening process is: expand, contract, which echoes the seasons too. spring, summer, expand, autumn, winter, contract. But with every expansion and contraction, the contraction comes in and then we can expand some more. Contraction. And I think this is what, from my experience anyway, it can be really disorientating if we don't understand this law of nature, which is a law of rebirth. It's in nature, and it's our our society that has programmed us to see ourselves as separate from nature, see ourselves as above nature. You look up the dictionary, and the word nature specifically says, like, not humans, like separate from us. And all indigenous traditions and all of our ancestors, if you track back, we all have indigenous earth-based traditions in our ancestry. You might have to track further back than others, but they're there. And it is this disconnection from seeing the sacred in the earth, from seeing ourselves as nature, as part of nature, that first of all, I think it it is the it has caused such a deep grief within all of us that is widely unspoken about. I felt it my entire life, and it really, I think, manifested in me searching, searching, searching. Where is the sacred? Where is the sacred? Sacred, of course, is everywhere. It's everywhere. It's below us. It's around us. Yes, it's above us too, and it's within us. And it's this separation that I think has caused so much harm, so much harm. And I do believe that what is happening now is that we are waking up to that. And through waking up to that, some of us are processing that. I know for me, when I became a mum for the first time, I don't know if it was the intensity of the physical birth. Through the birth, I felt connected to my ancestors. I had a moment during the actual birth where I felt that connection. I felt all the grief, all the rage, all the births, all the deaths, all the ecstasy, all the agony, all the joy, all the bliss as well. And what happened after that is I started, and it took me a while to understand it. And this is like, I share it in this book. I've never shared it. Oh my God, this book is so personal as well. I really go there. I really go there in this book. But I started processing um, the trauma of my ancestry, the crimes towards the feminine. I started processing all of the ways that my ancestors, all the way back, had been taken from their lands as well. And my ancestry is primarily of European descent, not entirely, but primarily. And I think that it is really important to acknowledge what happened after that, and all of the harm that has been done, which, I don't want anyone to feel guilty here. These are healing times. These are cycle breaking times. Us just acknowledging it is huge in itself. Acknowledging something shows what needs to be healed. And the only way to heal is to feel. And I think this is what is coming up collectively right now. If you have European descent, for example, it is crucial to acknowledge 300 years of genocide that happened in the burning times here, where literally tribes were forced to turn on each other, where the powerful women, and not just women, anyone who saw the sacred in the earth, anyone who knew that they had power within them, not without them. It's absolutely tragic what happened. And I think it's really important for us to acknowledge that, because it is there. The memory is in our cells. And I think that this, for many of us, can result in us being afraid to share our voice. It can result in many of us being in this divide and conquer kind of mind. It can also result in many of us feeling guilty. It can also result in us feeling disconnected, displaced, you know? And yeah, and the guilt as well is because of all the harm that happened from that. And who's to know? I am not an expert in ancient history, but I don't know where it began. And I really want us to do our best to just be with what is, because I think this is what this time is really asking us. And when we go into this phase of awakening called the descent, we return to the earth. We slow down to the pace of the earth. We are able to fall into the arms of the great mother, of the dark goddess, of the great cosmic mother, cosmic being, ordered universe, earth being part of cosmos. And so, yeah, and then when I've been studying the ancient mystics, there's this incredible text that is actually anonymous. No one knows who wrote it, which is, I love it when there's a mystery, but it informed quite a few very inspiring mystics, and including St. John of the Cross, who is often the one who's credited to the term Dark Night of the Soul. I call it Dark Nights of the Soul because we wish it was one night, but it's rarely one night. And this ancient text called Cloud of Unknowing, what it essentially refers to is this initiatory portal that the dark night of the soul seems to take us on, where the beloved, as in God, the universe, angels, whatever it is that you're connected to, this intimate connection with spirit, with the unseen, all of a sudden, it feels like there's this cloud of unknowing between you and your beloved. And there's this grief that can come with that. Now, my theory of what happens when we go through this period is that I liken it to where, many of the mystics of old would talk about the mystics going into the cave, like they would leave society and just be in the cave. And I wonder, were they going through their dark night of the soul and they wanted to, just stay away from society just so they could process it and then come back and be like, everything's great. Spirit's here, they contracted into the cave and then expanded back out. I have a theory about that. Unfortunately for me, I am a mystic in a modern world, and I happen to go through my dark night of the soul around the same time as having a newborn in my hands. And so, yeah, that escape to the cave was just not possible. And yeah, and so this cloud of unknowing, I think the other thing that the opportunity of the dark night of the soul that it offers us is that when we don't have the same level of these visionary experiences that we might have had early on in our spiritual journey that kind of intoxicate us and open us to a whole new world. And then as we descend, this space created in the earlier stages of awakening, it's as if this expansion allows space for the soul to fully come into matter. And Marion Woodman was a prolific writer, Jungian analyst on this. She's a wonderful, wonderful resource if anyone wants to check out her work. There's one called, one of my favorite book of hers is called dancing in the flames. Ooh. But the soul comes into matter. Marion Woodman, she passed recently. And so the soul comes in more fully. It merges with matter. Soul comes into the center. And when soul comes into the center, when that light comes in, it shines a light in the darkness, and we're face to face with what was always there, which often is childhood stuff. It's often traumas from our life, and it's often ancestral memories as well. And so I feel really, really passionate because I see so many of us going through periods like this, and maybe you're not, but maybe you know people who are. We don't know enough about the awakening journey, particularly here in the West. When I had my mystical experience, my teacher said to the class, what you experienced might seem quite like, whoa, what just happened there? Because they were part of the experience too. But she said, but in the East, in India, if that had happened, people would have seen it as very auspicious, very sacred, and people would literally like crowd around and like treat the person who was going through such a big experience like a newborn baby being reborn. What can we do to support, you know? But our society isn't set up like this. And so I really feel passionate about anyone who's going through deep inner transformations, and I think we all are right now on some level collectively, to really treat yourself with tenderness and to treat each other with tenderness. We must stop turning against each other, dividing and conquering, this versus this. It's wrong, it's right. I see it happening so much as well in like spiritual communities where, it's like these practices that once served me no longer do. And so those practices are wrong now. They're not necessarily wrong. And maybe they are, but don't just assume that they're wrong. Maybe they're just not right for you right now. Maybe they're right for someone else. And yeah, it's so important for us all to be discerning in that sense. And this is what I was getting to before, where I was saying what I've observed in when I've been holding groups is because I think so many of us have been doing this work of the soul coming into the body, healing the nervous system, somatic work, moving the body, remembering that it's the body, it's through the body's senses that we hear our intuition, that we see our intuition, our visions. It's through the body's senses. The body isn't even the pathway. The body is the destination. It is the actual destination. Soul at the center, the body as the destination. And I've seen a real shift in the groups that I have had the privilege to be gathered with, where there seems to be a shift where instead of us being like in competition or extra guarded or whatever, that we're actually beginning to turn toward each other. Now, I know that might not be a good representation of like the whole world right now, but I've really seen a shift. Also in my personal relationships, some of my friends who I've always felt a really deep, deep ancient connection with, but there was always there might have been a little uneasiness with, there's not anymore. And it's because we have done this deep healing work within ourselves. And when we do that, it means that we get to enjoy each other because we're not just reacting to each other and the dysregulation of each other. So, yes. And I think the other thing that the dark nights of the soul as literally a birth canal, a rebirth canal, the opportunity of it as well, which I'm so grateful for, is that it has taught me to see the sacred that's already here. It's always been here. And now I'm someone who has always been devoted to properly living in alignment with my soul. I've always been someone since my first awakening as a teenager who has seen nature as sacred even. I had too much incense, too much sacred smoke earlier, so I'm a bit coffee. um, but the dark night of the soul, what the real medicine that it really delivered to me, because those expansive visions that I experienced, the kind of the real cosmic connection that I felt earlier, it seemed to kind of dissipate slightly, and my gaze was being directed down to the body, to matter, to the earth. And I began to see the sacred that was always here in a way that was so much deeper than before. So these are all different phases of the awakening journey. Now, I feel like I'm just coming up to the surface now after this period. So humble, so grateful. And I feel more than ever a sense of safety in my system, a sense of real gratefulness for being here at this time. And humbleness is the word that I feel more than ever, and it just in awe of each of our unique journeys. I had a really wise man come into my life during, it was around the COVID time, when I was really, I was really in the depths of these initiatory midlife transits. And I remember him saying to me, he had said to me, actually, have you heard of Kundalini Shakti? This is like a man in his 70s who I was seeing like medically, like it was like for I had food allergies. I thought he was really straight laced or whatever. And I was like, I'm having these experiences. I feel like I'm processing trauma in my body. It feels nervous system related, but I just want to share with you because, we're talking about medical stuff as well. You're going to think I'm crazy. And then he said, have you heard of Kundalini Shakti? I'm like, oh my God, yes. And we had this incredible moment like on Zoom. I could not believe it. And he said to me, he said, I want you to just keep reaching for grace, keep staying connected to grace. And he said to me, actually, and because when I had my mystical experience in my Kirtan teacher training, Kirtan is a form of bhakti yoga, and the chant that we were doing over and over again was Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. I honor my true self. And then he didn't know that, but he said to me, have you heard of the mantra Om Namah Shivaya? I'm like, oh yeah. And he reminded me to just keep coming back to grace, keep coming back to grace. Trust that golden thread. Yeah, Michelle, you had Shaktipat in 2006. I've had Shaktipat too. And what he said to me was, Rebecca, I know that it feels really difficult right now, and I know it feels like where is this going? Like, what is happening to me? I've never been through this initiatory path before, and I can't seem to find like this map that someone has put out that's like super, super clear. But he said, what I want you to know is that if you're experiencing it, and you are experiencing it, means that your soul has everything it needs to get through it, and you will get through it. And your soul, this is where that line comes from. And you'll see it all through the book. He said, what's for sure is that your soul has been scheduled to go deeper than before. And so if you ever are going through these initiatory periods, I want you to see it like that. Like, how is life trying to initiate me? Perhaps my soul has been scheduled to go deeper than before? How can I stay connected to grace, but not ignore what is happening? How can I say yes to life? How can I let it open me? And maybe I am contracting, but eventually I'm going to be opening again and opening again and opening again. And this is what I keep seeing. We are in a collective birth canal right now. Some of us are expanding, some of us are contracting, some of us are expanding, some of us are contracting. But if you're contracting right now, it's totally fine. Keep saying yes to life. Keep your heart open. Keep calling your soul more fully into the physical, and then you'll expand again. So, mm, mm. All right. Oh my goodness, I could talk so much. When I was preparing for this workshop, there are so many big concepts in this book that I'm like, oh my God, how can I possibly cover them all? And I can't even believe how much time has passed already. Oh my God. So we are going to begin. We're going to really expand the energy now. We are going to be stepping into a ceremonial space. I want you to just get really comfortable now. And I'll put on some music in just a sec. And we will be doing some inquiries, so staying open to journaling if you want, but I really recommend actually putting your comments, your answers in the comments. Yes, Laura, you don't need a PDF to print out with this information because you're going to have the book. And the other surprise I have for you, which I should be able to give you, I'm hoping tomorrow. I've got my designer doing the final tweaks, but I have had this requested so much with all my books. But what I have done, and I'll be sending you the PDF for it, is you know how I have soul inquiries at the end of each chapter? I have created a workbook. So I'll be sending you this. You'll get it even before you read the book. And so if you want, you can dive into that. It's basically a guided journal where you can fill out the inquiries. So you can dive in even before reading the book if you like. Or you can just wait for the book. I love writing my responses in the book, but if you prefer to keep your book nice and tidy, then you can print that off or just have it online and fill it out. It's interactive. So that is coming for everyone who has pre-ordered as well. Okay, so just slowing down your breath. And I just want you to really rest in to where you are, remembering that it's through your body's senses that you have connection to your soul, that you can receive messages from your soul, messages from your guide, messages from spirits of nature, messages from your ancestors. I'm going to place some music on. And we will begin. So getting really comfortable. If you would like to light a candle with me, you're welcome to. If not, I will do it on behalf of us all. So perhaps rubbing your hands together and pulling them apart. Feeling that connection. And then placing them on your heart or palms up, just wherever feels good. I want you to just really be aware of your body now. So kind of moving it in whatever way it wants to. Maybe squeezing it, giving yourself a hug, whatever it is. Really, perhaps yawning and stretching. And I'm going to open the space of us all together now by lighting this candle. Honoring each of us for being here. honoring any helpful, positive ancestors who want to be here with us as well. In the center of your heart, imagine a beautiful flower. Invite that flower to open now, petal by petal, revealing a light in the middle. This light is your soul, your ancient self, your wise, intuitive self. The part of you that chose to be here in this body, on this planet, in your ancestral lines at this time. And what a time you chose to come, what a time we chose to come. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Really inviting this part of you to step forward now. When we gather like this, our capacity to heal, transform, clear old cycles, old patterns is multiplied. Our capacity to call in, attract, create is multiplied. So I'm really inviting you to really step forward now. Doing it for yourself and doing it also for all of us who've gathered, even those who are watching on the replay. We're connected. Feeling us all in circle, feeling your connection to the person on your left, sending peace, love, compassion, courage, devotion, thanks to them. And with your next breath, receiving these qualities from the person on your right, feeling the connection, feeling the strength, feeling the community, the communion, the connection, the returning to ourselves, to each other, to the earth, and sending your love, your friendship, your courage, your appreciation, your encouragement to the person on your right now. And with your breath, receiving from the person on your left now too. Beautiful. Feeling your connection to the earth. Falling into the arms of the Great Mother. Breathing deeply. Really feeling where you are now. How do you feel in your body? How do you feel in your heart? How do you feel in your soul? I can feel myself beckoning me forth from a place of not yet, leaving clues of my becoming that I can sense but not quite yet see. A future choir of future selves sings me on. Timeless notes sent by one, from me, for me. They fill the ineffable chambers of my heart, which words cannot. How is life trying to initiate you? It's in the extremes of life that initiate us the most. And these are extreme times. Life is always trying to initiate us into becoming even more of who we truly are. As individuals, as humans, as a planet. Right now, how is life trying to initiate you? In times of solitude, we're called to go inward. In times of upheaval, we're called to loosen our grip on that which is no longer aligned. In times of heartbreak, we're called to find a way to let it crack us open. In all times, we're called to connect with our true inner nature and the interconnected true nature of all of life. It's in extreme times like these that the things which aren't sustainable become clear. Where if we go in, we're able to see our lives in a different light, to see all that doesn't matter, to see all we've taken for granted, to see that being alive on this planet is a great privilege. Life is always trying to initiate us, and deep inside we know that the only way to surrender to the initiation is to surrender to the innate power and great mystery within. This power is internal, but it's also connected with the intelligence that exists within all life. It's the same energy that tells flowers when to bloom, and it was present when you grew in the womb. Trust in that. It will carry you through. Embrace the certain death of the past. Surrender to what's wanting to be born through you. Life is always trying to initiate us into becoming even more of who we truly are. You can resist it or embrace it, but life will continue to do what it knows how to do. So many of us fear change, yet change is the most certain thing in the world. To be initiated means to cross a threshold, to go from one state of being to another. Often it requires a period of uncertainty. We cannot go back to the way things were, but it's not yet clear how things will be. And so our only choice is to walk through the fire of the unknown. We head into the abyss in order to journey back into the world changed. As we cross the threshold, it's clear that things will never be the same again. We're asked to walk blindly into a whole new world and a whole new way of being, forever changed. Life is always trying to initiate us, but few people accept the invitation for the initiation. There comes a time when the flower knows that it can no longer remain in the protective constraints of the bud. Somehow, it needs to trust in the birthing energy which is encoded within life and surrender to the unknown of the future bloom. The same birthing energy exists within all of nature and in birth, both literal and metaphorical. There are rolling contractions as the souls prepare to make their entrance into this world. As we transition from one thing to another, we're called to burst through the constraints of the seed and then the certainty of the bud so that something new can bloom. And once the bloom is here, we'll be called to face another initiation as our petals give way to the fruit that will follow, if we allow it. Right now, how is life trying to initiate you? How is life trying to initiate you? Right now, how is life trying to initiate you? Share with me in the comments. How is life trying to initiate you? How is life trying to initiate you right now? End of a 25-year career, breaking down the old, pain, loving myself, cracking me open, end of a relationship, expanding my business, healing trauma, motherhood, new job, diagnosis, healing old patterns, starting my purpose, facing my fears, training, changing direction, create more than I consume. Yes. How are you being called to say yes to this initiation? How are you being called to say yes to this initiation? Letting go of limiting beliefs, trusting myself, facing my fears, opening my heart. trust, making music, surrender, self-publishing, writing poetry, dancing to the change. Yes. If you didn't see yourself as unhealed, broken, or not ready, what would you do? If you didn't see yourself as unhealed, broken, or not ready, what would you do? Shine so brightly, look inside, move, trust my body, speak, breathe, raise my voice, start my healing practice, soar, walk in nature, go for it. Leap, write my book. Move your body as you're doing it if you want. Yes, yes, yes. If you trusted life a little bit more, what would you do? If you trusted life a little bit more, what would you do? Stop binge eating. Give talks to young people. Relax. Yes. Slow down to the pace of the earth. Work less. Be an oracle reader. Speak my truth. Share my heart. Write. Sing. Leave my career. Write my book. Follow my path. Speak louder. Take more chances. Write. How are you being called to embrace change right now? How are you being called to embrace change right now? Yes, follow my heart. Diving deep, trust the void, leap, surrender, let go. Trust my intuition, put myself first. Be joyous. Yes. Laugh. Yes. Support my nervous system. Yes. Have fun. Dance. Write and process my feelings. Yes. Healing is happening. Yes. Stillness, journal, stop resisting. Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful. Breathing deeply. Breathing deeply. I want you to close your eyes now. Place your hand on your heart. Maybe shake out your body a little bit more. Breathing deeply. And just really feel your body as I share this. Set your soul free. When you repeatedly project an image of who you are onto the world, it takes a toll on the soul, for the soul is part of the great mystery. It's impossible to contain it or fit it into a neat, pretty little box, and it yearns to be free and feel free above all else. The projections of others tug heavily on the soul, and this can cause us to create a wall around our heart to protect it. But the moment those walls are erected, the soul longs for room to breathe. Don't box yourself in. Remove the fences, the overscheduling, and the need for perfection, and give your soul space to be. Your soul needs room to feel free. It's multidimensional, never just one thing. It's not possible to just be one thing. If you try, you'll find yourself in a cage of your own creation. The moment you feel trapped, captive, you cut yourself off from spirit and creativity. The soul longs to co-create with life. So free yourself of anything that attempts to define you or confine you. Leap into the unknown and give your soul space to dream. Gather the courage to embrace the great mystery of you as an ever-changing expression of spirit woven into matter. Set your soul and your creative spirit free. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Really feeling your body again now. Now prompts are, and really sinking into your body for this one. Where in your life do you feel frozen, stagnant, afraid, or trapped? Where in your life do you feel frozen, stagnant, afraid, or trapped? In my business, in my career, lower jaw, my purpose, self-expression, my autism, my marriage, my health, financially, my children, friendships, motherhood, in my writing. Where in your body do you feel frozen, stagnant, afraid, or trapped? Where in your body? In my belly, in my throat, hips, chest, second chakra, jaw, stomach, root, legs, digestion. Sending breath there. If you knew you were completely free, what would you do? If you knew you were completely free, what would you do? Speak, sing, travel, paint, in nature, write, play, speak my truth, leave my house more, sing and dance, be joyful, draw, breath, love wildly. Yes, Lynn. Sculpt, read, smile endlessly, relax and create, be in sisterhood. What small thing can you do today to set yourself free? A really little thing, really little thing. Make it bite-sized. Dance on the grass, go for a long walk, chant a song, breathe. We're going to be chanting in a bit, so you got your wish. You'll be able to tick that off the list. Commit to a yoga practice, dance, be goofy with my kids. What a great action, Gail. Belly breathing. Throw things away. Play with my dog. Gratitude journal. Fun with my husband. Yes, fun, fun, fun. Go to kirtan tonight. Say no. Beautiful. Oh. Okay. So, really breathing deeply still. I want us to now, we're going to really descend into the ceremony part now. So I'm going to play a song in a sec, and we're going to move our bodies. We're going to dance, and if you have not danced with me before, you won't know this, but if you have danced with me before, you will know that it doesn't matter what you look like. It's about us moving our bodies how they want to move. You know, we've been talking about what's frozen, what's stuck, how we're like feeling trapped or heavy or stagnant. We want to move that energy through our bodies, and we're creating space as we do our movement now for the soul to come more fully in, but also to process anything that is stuck in our body or frozen in our body. We're also creating space for us to deepen into the ceremony. So yeah, it's obviously a somatic practice because it is of the body. I'm going to be playing one of my favorite artists, she's actually an Australian singer called Sia, S-I-A. And you'll find her music and all the music I'm playing today as well in the playlist. We'll make sure that, like, you should have already had access to it when you pre-ordered the book, but we'll include it in the replay as well if you want to grab it, or you can just go to my Spotify and find it. Okay, so this song is called Alive by Sia. I love her music because she speaks, she puts to words like the depth of the human experience, I think, through the sound current of her voice. Okay, let's do it. Just checking that I am sharing my sound. Yes, it looks like I am. So let's go for it. And then we're going to drop into meditation straight after. So, okay. So just moving your body however it wants to move.
I was born in a thunderstorm. I grew up overnight. I played alone, I played on my own. I survived. Hey, I wanted everything I never had, like the love that comes with life. I wore envy and I hated that, but I survived. I had a woman that took her to a place where all the demons go, where the wind don't change and nothing on the ground can ever grow. No hope, just lies, and you're taught to cry in your pillow. But I survived. I'm still breathing. I'm still breathing. I'm still breathing. I'm still breathing. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I found solace in the strangest place, way in the back of my mind. I saw my life in a stranger's face, and it was mine. I had a woman that took her to a place where all the demons go, where the wind don't change and nothing in the ground can ever grow. No hope, just lies, and you're taught to cry in your pillow. But I survived. I'm still breathing. I'm still breathing. I'm still breathing. I'm still breathing. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. Took it out, but I'm still breathing. You 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 took it out, but I'm still breathing. Took it out, but I'm still breathing. You took it out, but I'm still breathing. I made every single mistake that you could ever possibly make. I took and I took and I took what you gave, but you never noticed that I was in pain. I knew what I wanted, I went on and got it. Did all the things that you said that I wouldn't. I told you that I would never be forgotten. I knew in spite of you. And I'm still breathing. I'm still breathing. I'm still breathing. I'm still breathing. I'm alive. I'm still breathing. Took it out, but I'm still breathing. I'm alive. Took it out, but I'm still breathing. Took it out, but I'm still breathing. I'm alive. Took it out, but I'm still breathing. Took it out, but I'm still breathing. I'm alive.
Well done. Feeling the connection you've made with your body, feeling the space that you've created, staying in this space, reminding yourself if it feels good what you've done. I always find that it's the times when I need to move my body that I forget to move my body, especially like that. We are definitely alive. And, you know, when we go through difficult periods, it's the thing that we can say, I am most certainly living if I'm feeling it. Our grief is evidence of how much we love. Sometimes we experience the ecstasy of that love, and sometimes we experience the opposite of that. But it's proof of how much we've lived and how much we've loved. And I really believe that our soul chose to be here in this body, in this form, at this time. It dreamt of being here, of coming all the way in, of truly living. Beautiful. Yes, Sarah. Keep dancing, Sarah. Let those tears come. Let them come. Let them come. You can see many comments about tears. My teacher taught me tears are the most healing waters of them all. Let them be here. And now we are going to be connecting in with the primordial waters of the ancient mother now in the center of the earth. So slowing down your breath, and I'm going to take us on a journey now. So just getting comfortable. You can sit, you can lay down, whatever you need to do to just feel comfortable. Slowing down your breath. Breathing deeply. Beautiful. Okay. So slowing down your breath and feeling your connection with that light within the center of your heart. Feeling the space that you've created, the freedom that you've created, the room to breathe you've created by moving your body. Feeling your connection to the heavens above, source energy, a pillar of light descending in through the crown of your head, hitting your heart and filling you up in whatever way that you're yearning for. Your only job through this journey is to breathe and receive. Breathe and receive. I'm going to invite your soul to journey with me now into the arms of the great cosmic mother, to the ancient waters of the earth. And these ancient waters, an incredible fact is the waters of the earth are actually more ancient than the earth itself. More ancient. We know that water carries memory. Breathe deeply. Feeling roots at the base of your feet or the base of your spine or whatever part of you that's in connection with the earth. And imagining those roots traveling down through all of the layers of earth beneath you, through the soil beneath, rock, crystal, underground caves, rivers, oceans, allowing your soul to follow these roots down deeper and deeper and deeper until you make your way to the center of the earth. You find your way to a sacred pool of water, the primordial waters of the earth. And allow these roots to replenish you and allowing your body to really drink in any nourishment that your body needs right now, that your soul needs right now, your heart needs, your mind needs. Just allow yourself to receive this replenishment from the sacred healing waters for the duration of this journey. So you can receive replenishment and healing while we're on this journey. Breathing deeply. And imagining yourself in this sacred pool of water, which is similar to the waters of the womb in which we all originated from a biological mother. And in these waters, we were formed. Soul was seeded into matter. Breathing deeply. And you become aware of a presence of the ancient cosmic mother, original mother, mother of us all. And she takes you into her arms and invites you to rest deeper and deeper into her arms, to become weightless, and to allow yourself to really, really deeply receive be deeply, deeply held and supported. And she takes you to the moment before your birth. Your soul was literally being knitted into matter, woven into matter. She whispers to you, remember why you chose to come to this life, to this body, to this ancestral line. Remember why you chose to come. Remember why you chose to come. Remember why you chose to come. You fall deeper and deeper into the arms of the great cosmic mother. Remember why you chose to come. Remember why you chose to come. Before you were born, your soul consulted with the cosmos to arrange the details of your return. The location and conditions were carefully orchestrated and seeded as you crossed the threshold of the in-between, the watery world of the mother. There you waited in the fertile void as all of the stars and the planets in the knowable and unknowable cosmos moved into place. When the alignment was just right, a portal opened, and you were crowned upon your entrance to this world. A soul embodied, spirit planted, eternal woven into matter, heaven and earth combined. Your cells, your flesh, your bones, your eyes, all made up of ancient, exploding stars. The universe magnificently ordered as the cosmos. Your basic existence is enough to blow anyone's mind. How did you get here? And why did you choose to come? Somehow the cosmic curtains parted for the great dance of your life to begin. This is that life, and you are that dancer. It took a lot for you to be here now, to be planted here now, and what a time you chose to come. Your soul had a dream. Your life is it. Your soul had a dream. Your life is it. Remember why you chose to come to this body, to this time, to your ancestral lines. Remember why you chose to come. 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 Breathe. Remember why you choose to come. Breathe deeply. Invite the primordial waters to remind you, these ancient waters that carry the wishes of your ancestors, that are able to inform you of why you chose to come, falling deeper and deeper into the arms of the great cosmic mother. Above you, a canopy of stars, like a cloak of night, like a fertile void, cosmic sky, never ending. Remember why you choose to come. Remember why you choose to come. Pull deeper and deeper into my arms. Remember why you choose to come. You become aware of the presence of collective beings known as the ancient grandmothers of the earth surrounding you. Reminding you why you choose to come. You can ask them, you can ask the great cosmic mother, and you can ask the waters and the part of you that knows. What medicine did you come here with? How are you being called to honor this medicine with potency? What was unique about you as a child that you've forgotten? What was your magic? What was unique about you as a child that you've forgotten? What was your magic? Hmm. What was unique about you as a child? What was your magic? Why did you choose to come at this time? Yes. Why did you choose to come at this time? Yes. Why did you choose to come at this time? Why did you choose to come at this time? What does the child within you want you to know? What does the child within you want you to know? And connecting in with the ancient grandmothers, the great cosmic mother, and the ancient waters of the earth as well, as a way to connect in with your future self, your ancient self. What medicine or gift has your future self cultivated, embodied, or owned? What medicine or gift has your future self cultivated, embodied, or owned? What does your future self want you to know about where you are right now? Mm. Why did you choose to come to your ancestral lines? Why did you choose to come to your ancestral lines? Mm. Yes. You now become aware of one of the ancient grandmothers who steps forward, who is a particular ancient grandmother who is connected to your maternal line, your mother line. And regardless of your relationship with your biological mother, regardless of whether you know your ancestors or not, this ancient grandmother is a representative of this line, linking you all the way back to the ancient mother, great mother of us all. She's a positive ancestor, a powerful ancestor with great medicine, great healing. And she has been forever singing you on. She sang you on as you drew your first breath. She will continue singing you on as you exhale your last. She steps forward now and introduces herself to you and thanks you for being here and invites you to join her in the next part of the ceremony, where we will be sending healing and clearing down our maternal line, our mother line. Breathing deeply and connecting with her, seeing if you become aware of her presence. Maybe you see her, maybe you hear her, maybe you have a knowing, maybe you see a symbol, maybe there's just a feeling. Staying open to that. We receive our intuition often very subtly, so notice sensations. Feeling her having stepped forth, and then perhaps becoming aware of other positive ancestors in your maternal line, in your mother line, supporting you as we step into this healing the mother line ceremony together. Breathing deeply and feeling your connection to this ancient grandmother, feeling your connection to ancestors past, present, and future. Breathing deeply, feeling your connection with them, feeling deeper and deeper into the arms of the great cosmic mother as we invite her to send healing from her, the origin point, all the way forward to us, reminding us that it's safe to be here, to invite our soul to come more fully in, to surrender and let go, to open through the contractions, knowing that this is where the expansion is, remembering why you choose to come to this body, to this time, inviting your soul to come even more fully in as you fall deeper and deeper into her arms. And in you doing this, in you surrendering, you can feel others in your ancestral line exhaling as well. Breathing deeply, receiving the support, the love, the compassion, the softening. Breathe. Why did you choose to come? What did you come here to feel, to heal, to let go, to clear? What strengths did you receive from your maternal ancestral line? And with this grandmother from your ancestral line really stepping forward now, and speaking with her, and she can help you with this. What pattern are you being called to break or release? What pattern are you being called to break or release? What pattern are you being called to break, heal, or release? What ends with you? What are you being called to break or release? What are you carrying that's not even yours? Hand it over. Hand it over. Lay it on her altar, the Great Mother's altar. You do not carry it on your own. Hand it over. Hand it over. Lay it on the altar. Loosen your grip. You don't need to carry it on you anymore. Hand it over. Hand it over. Hand it over. Hand it over. What ends with you, hand it over. Breathing deeply. Breathing deeply. And we're going to really send healing all the way through our lines, forward and back now. And we'll be doing a very powerful chant called Unbound, Unbound, Forever Unbound, which means I set myself free. I set myself free. I invite you to place your hand on your heart, and if it feels good, to repeat this activation with me, which is around essentially clearing anything that is not in your highest interest to carry anymore. And set yourself free and your ancestors as well. I release all ancestral stories, vows, contracts, trauma and patterns that are not in the best interest for all, including myself. I carry the lessons, growth, and gifts, but I no longer choose to live the same story. On this day, I call upon positive ancestors from my maternal line to assist me now in clearing what is not mine to carry. May I be unbound, unbound, forever unbound. I set my own mother and all of the mothers free now. May my mother and all who came before her and all who will come after me be unbound, unbound, forever unbound. I clear the line for myself and everyone else. May I be unbound, unbound, forever unbound. Breathe. And so now we are going to go into the chant, and the chant is a ceremony in itself. So I want you to use your voice. It's the most powerful sound current there is. The words are unbound, unbound, forever unbound. Unbound, unbound, forever unbound. Sending healing all the way back and all the way forward. Unbound, unbound, forever unbound. And I invite you to stand for this if it feels good, if you want to move your body, whatever feels good at any point. yourself, singing for your ancestors, singing with them.
Unbound, unbound forever. Unbound, 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 unbound forever. Unbound, unbound, unbound. 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 Unbound, unbound forever. Unbound. Unbound, unbound forever. Unbound, unbound, unbound. Unbound, unbound forever.
Breathing deeply, really feeling the aliveness in your body, feeling the space that you've created, feeling the gratitude from your ancestors, receiving their thanks. Really, really being aware of the sensations in your body, your breath, your heart, your throat, your root. Breathing deeply. Thanking the great cosmic mother and the sacred waters of the earth for how they've informed you. Thanking the ancient grandmothers, thanking the ancient grandmother who stepped forward from your maternal line. Receiving thanks from them too. Now, slowly we begin to travel back from the sacred waters of this exquisite planet, from the arms of the mother, which we never actually need to leave, through all of the layers of the earth, following your roots to the surface, to the room, to this present moment, squeezing your body, stretching, expanding some more, feeling the space that we have created together, thanking each other for doing this with you, feeling us in circle together, which we are, sending your love and thanks and peace and compassion and encouragement to the person on your left, receiving from the person on your right, sending to the person on your right, receiving from the person on your left. Bringing your hands together in prayer or to heart, whatever feels right. Thanking yourself for being here, in this body, in your ancestral lines, on this planet at this time, and for showing up to this very unique constellation of incredible brave souls from all over the world. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Remembering that your soul had a dream, your life is it. The more fully you can live, the more fully you will embody your soul's greatest dream. These are very unique times. And we all choose to be here together at these times. We did not come here alone. We did not come here alone. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. I want you to just stretch and feel yourself in your body. Doing whatever you need to do to really integrate this experience. Maybe squeezing your body, stretching, expanding some more. Beautiful comments. That was very, very powerful. What an honor to share that with you. I want you to keep breathing deeply, keep feeling yourself in your body moving however your body needs to move right now. You may even find that after this, you want to journal. You may find that you want to dance, which you can. You might want to just stretch on the ground, just really asking your body what it needs. What does your body need? What does your body need? Oh, bless you. Yeah, all the music is in the Your Soul Had a Dream, Your Life Is It playlist. Amanda will pop the link in. We'll also have it in the replay. And that Unbound chant is my own. I actually recorded it. It was the last bit of work I did before I had my daughter. It's a chant that I have used in my work for many years, but recording that one took it to another level. And it did feel, it was motherline clearing with her within me for sure. My grandma had just passed and I felt her there too. So I feel very blessed. I want to thank all your grandmas, all of your ancestors who have supported you today in this work. I want to honor them. I want to acknowledge and honor the custodians and keepers and spirits of the land where you are, where I am, known and unknown. I want to thank Great Cosmic Mother. I want to thank the ancient primordial waters. I want to thank the ancient grandmothers and other guides that I work with, you work with. And most of all, I want to thank you for being here. It's been a real privilege and joy to begin to share about this book, which I have finding the energy is no problem for me, but finding the words to package it up into a pretty little bow. I got through like about a third of what I had planned for us. I can't believe I spoke for a full hour. I'm normally straight into the experience. So it seemed like I've got a lot to say. And yeah, I just so appreciate you supporting the book. And I humbly ask that if you do enjoy it, that you leave a review. It really, really, really helps. And I know it just takes a little bit of time. So I think it can take like 10 seconds. You can just write 3 words if you want, but I really, really appreciate it. And yes, I hope that it lands in your hands swiftly on November 19. And yeah, I feel very grateful for you being here. Thank you so, so much. And yes. Okay, well, thank you for being here. This song's perfect for this. I'm like, I don't want to leave now. Thank you. Thank you.
This is way too big for you to carry this on your own.
Sending deep love and compassion to all of our ancestors, living, past, who have carried a lot themselves in times very different to these. Feeling humble gratitude that we get to do this work now, that I'm sure all of us here have the great privilege of sharing our voice when there are some women who cannot. And so we share our voice and we honor the great blessing of being able to fully live. so that in some way it makes it easier for them. We have to stop feeling like the weight of the world is on our shoulders alone. Together, we carry it. We reach for that thread, that healing thread, the reason our soul chose to come. No path is greater or less. We are all moving through different seasons of our life. We must stop turning against each other, saying this is right, this is wrong. Internally led. Following your inner map, being internally led. And I know that when we go to do ancestral clearing work and motherline work and all that childhood work, it can feel like we just want to blame. But the times were different, and we are different. We are different now, and we get to choose how fully we live. And fully living isn't just being in the joy, but fully living allows us to be in the joy. The real joy, not happy, joy. Joy comes from reaching the depths, doesn't come from skirting over the surface. Thank you very much for being here. I love you all. Mwah. Mm-hmm.